As storytellers, we believe it is imperative for us to study the art of storytelling. And today we're going to be discussing 3 books that can help you better understand the medium. And just like last time, these books aren't necessarily all about writing for the screen, but the concepts and ideas apply. We start with a classic, Syd Field's Screenplay. This book is a classic for a reason. Well, many reasons. It covers everything, and even some things that many others don't. First of all, is its idea on structure. Syd Field calls it the paradigm, which, if you've done your research on the ancient Greeks, you'll see the obvious parallel with Aristotle's idea of story structure. And this is not because Syd Field stole the idea. It's because Syd came to the same conclusion after telling story after story. And that's why we like this book. It's not someone's theory that hasn't been tested. It's the tried and true knowledge of someone that was in the business for a long time. Many of the other screenplay books take inspiration from this book, and it's very streamlined in its telling of information. Each chapter's ideas build on the previous one's ideas. His emphasis on character first and foremost is in line with what we believe, and his insights into the industry are second to none. But perhaps the thing that stands out the most is what he says about the writer's life. This is a book for writers, and his thoughts on the profession are really well thought out. The number one thing that he says is that the writer's life is a solitary one, and we have to agree with him on this one. As writers, the thing we do the most is sit in a room by ourselves and stare at a computer screen. Not because we're surfing the web, that's the mark of a less than good screenwriter. We are staring at our computer screens because we cannot help but write. And he gets it. He says that it will be difficult on the relationships with others, especially if they don't understand our passion for writing. He essentially gives a small relationship therapy session where he tells you that you need to have good communication with the people in your life. That way they don't disturb you during your writing, and why disruption in that time could be detrimental to your process. It's something that we haven't seen in any other screenwriting book, and we appreciate the honesty that comes with this book. Now we move on to The Nutshell Technique by Jill Chamberlain. This is a modern book on screenwriting, released in 2016, and it has a much more modern approach. The whole idea of the nutshell technique is based around the idea of the nutshell, a magical set of parameters that the screenplay requires to be successful. This is one of the more unique ways of looking at the structure of a screenplay, but that doesn't make it any less effective. You won't see things like the inciting incident or the midpoint as part of her structure. Instead, she focuses entirely on the protagonist and what they do and want. An unusual way to structure a film, but we think it's a good idea. Because of the fact that she emphasizes the importance of the protagonist's journey as the main thing to look at when figuring out your story, she keeps the character in the front of your mind. That is the mark of someone who understands how stories should be told, character first. With her unique look at what is essential for the story to work, she offers you a way to not worry about which page number you're having a certain story beat land on. And this is something that we like because it means that it can easily apply to other mediums like a novel or play. All in all, we recommend this book for the fact that it will keep your protagonist front and center in the story. And now we move on to one that is for the screen, the stage, and the page. Dialogue by Robert McKee. If you watched our other video on 3 books for screenwriting, then you'll remember the name. McKee wrote the famous book entitled Story, and we use it all the time in our writing, and this book is no different. With this one honing in on that age-old struggle for writers, dialogue. We recommend this book for its in-depth study of the art of dialogue. This book is excellent when it comes to giving you multiple ways to think about dialogue and how to go about writing it. As we mentioned, he also shows the differences that the different mediums require you to write your dialogue. Now, as you may know, McKee is very blunt in how he emphasizes the importance of certain aspects in writing, and it's no different in this book. He is very adamant about looking at the character and how they are built in order to find out what their specific dialogue should be. The other thing that we really enjoyed with the book was the deep dive into the English language and how we structure our sentences. It's clear that he did a lot of research and put it into the book, and we appreciate that. This is a unique addition to our collection, and we think that focusing on one aspect of storytelling allows him to delve into the minutiae of dialogue in a way that we haven't seen from anyone else. So there you have it, 3 books that we recommend to help you in your growth as a screenwriter. And this is the second list that we've made, and we still have a few books that we could recommend, so stay tuned for videos like this one in the future. And if you have a book that you'd recommend on screenwriting or writing in general, let us know in the comments. And as always, keep writing.